Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. I'm like 3 weeks behind in terms of this video. I intended to put this video out like 3 weeks ago. I was trying to consistently post every week, but things don't always go to plan, do they? I think a huge part of it was this pressure I felt to always make my video better than the previous one. And that hasn't been helping because the last two videos I did were pretty edit heavy, if that makes sense. And this one, I don't want it to be like that. I just want it to be casual. I want us to talk, or me to talk to you, but for it to seem like we're just in a normal conversation. So in this video, I wanted to share my honest views and opinions and experience of life coaching. What is life coaching? How is it distinct from, say, teaching, mentoring, therapy, or counseling? Why do people even hire life coaches, and who would benefit from it the most? Some pros and cons from my own experience, and some advice on what to look for if you're ever interested in hiring one. So let's dive in. What is life coaching? First of all, let's just remove life for a moment and just speak about coaching, because coaching is distinct as a profession as to mentoring, teaching, therapy, counseling, right? So coaching isn't advice giving. Questions are typically asked to draw out the best in the client. So it's a specific type of conversation. Now, coaching can get confused with therapy or counseling because coachees, the person that the coach is coaching, they typically feel better after a conversation with a coach. Maybe they feel more hopeful, more lighter, more like there's more possibility available to them and their life. That's very empowering, and it feels very inspiring, right? People feel inspired during and after a coaching session. So that good feeling and noticing that before and after typically gets pointed to therapy or counseling, right? When someone feels better, if it's got to do with emotions, we typically look and think that's therapy or counseling. Now, what's distinct then about coaching and therapy? I liked one coach said it like this, that therapy and counseling focuses on the present and the past, right? And either healing the past or understanding the past or coping with the past. Coaching, however, focuses more on the present and the future, right? So they're more understanding what is going on now, what it is that someone wants, and then a coach is the vehicle that bridges the gap, gets someone from point A to point B. That's typically what coaching is. Mentoring and teaching can have a similar type of process, but mentoring and teaching is different or distinct from coaching in the sense that it's more imparting knowledge and experience onto the client or onto the student. Mentors will have typically done what a client or a student is hiring a mentor for, right? So for example, if someone wanted to become like successful on YouTube, they would hire a mentor, a YouTube mentor who has already become successful on YouTube, right? Coaches don't need to have had the experience or knowledge of what someone is wanting to do. A coach's speciality is understanding how someone is not fulfilling their full potential, right? So if you look at Michael Jordan, he had a coach. The coach wasn't better than Michael Jordan, right? But the coach could see where Michael Jordan wasn't attaining his full potential, and he could coach him around those things so that he could reach his full potential. Hence why Michael Jordan became Michael Jordan, right? It's the coach. The coach helped him. So that's the gist. I hope that clarifies how coaching is distinct from, say, teaching and mentoring, which they're kind of similar, and therapy and counseling, which they're kind of similar as well. That's what coaching is. So what is life coaching then, right? As opposed to fitness coaches or health coaching or relationship coaching or executive coaching, right? Or business coaching. Life coaching is normally I think the confusion is, and rightly so, life is such a big, it's such a broad term. It's life. Life is literally everything. Right? So when someone says they're a life coach, no one freaking knows what that is. And rightly so. You can make assumptions of what life coaching is. You help people with life, but how exactly? What I've seen for myself and what I've seen for many other life coaches is life coaching focuses on the person, right? So transforming the person. Now, when you have an understanding of how the mind works, or who we truly are, or where to look for inspiration, creativity, wisdom, passion, purpose, these are all things that apply or they all relate to every single human being. Does that make sense? Like, everyone has a mind. Right? Everyone thinks. Everyone has something that they enjoy. Everyone has this creative potential in them to create what they want. You see? So this isn't specific to a type of group of people or industry or niche. This could apply literally to everyone. So this is why I think the term life coaching is used, because it's understanding a human being means that no matter what that human being brings in terms of what's going on in their life, by helping the human being to step into their power, their entire life changes, right? It's almost like if someone comes to you with sunglasses on, it's tinted like really dark grey. The way they see life is pretty dark, right? Especially if there's no sun. It's pretty dark. Now, through a coaching conversation, a coach may, this is metaphorical, right? But take off the sunglasses, right? Now, it didn't do anything in terms of like the person's health or the person's behavior or anything, just shifted the perspective of this person, right? So took off the sunglasses, and now everything in life looks different. It's all brighter. Not just one area is brighter, all areas are brighter, right? So this is what I find is different from more specific type of coaching to life coaching. Life coaching is transformational for the human being, which therefore changes everything in their life, versus helping someone in an area of life, say for example health, right? But then their finances or relationships may be still pretty crappy. Life coaching, because the human being is being coached, when someone improves, I don't want to use improve. You know, like when you fall in love, like everything, even your job, everything is it's so rosy. Everything is good. Or for example, when you're about to go on holiday, right? And you don't really like your job, but you're about to go on holiday, and like the last few days of your job is like, it's all gravy. Like, it's all good. Like, I don't mind going to this job. Like, you walk around, strut around, and you feel happy at the same job, right? So this is the phenomena that I'm talking about. This is what I mean when you change, when the human being changes in terms of like the way they see things, everything in their life changes. And that's what the essence of life coaching is, and what it gets to the heart of, right? It's transformation for human beings, not just specific areas. Now, in a coaching conversation, you will speak about specific areas because it will almost be tailor-made to the client, right? So people do bring stuff, right? They may bring health issues, relationship issues, or financial challenges, but a life coach wouldn't coach the specific problem. They would coach the human being. Does that make sense? And through doing that, the problems change. They see solutions for the problems where they couldn't before, right? Sunglasses off. So that's in my opinion what life coaching is. A very long-winded opinion of what life coaching is. But that's because I've spent 5 years trying to understand what life coaching is. So why would people hire life coaches? Now, with this foundation of understanding what a life coach is or what life coaching is, people who would benefit most from coaching or life coaching are people who feel stuck, because usually the ones who can make progress or are making progress, then fine, let them keep going. It's when people reach some sort of ceiling in any area of their life and they don't know why, coaching can be helpful. Or if someone just wants to go to the next level in their life, again, any area, coaching is helpful. If someone has a specific result that they want to create in their life and they don't know how to, coaching can be helpful. Basically, if there's anything that someone is wanting, dreaming of, but doesn't know how to, or isn't really taking action towards it, a life coach can be helpful. In saying that, it's really, this is one thing I didn't understand before, but my coach, when my coach said it, it didn't make sense to me, but it does now. And that is, no one needs life coaching. I thought that was strange for someone trying to build like a life coaching business to say that no one needs life coaching. So how do we build a business then? That's what I thought at the time. This was a while ago. But now I understand that. I understand why that's the case and why that's true. Because everyone already has everything that they need to be, do, and have anything that they want. Right? They already have the capacity. They already have the ability. They already have the power to do that. Now, even with that said, even though that's the case, people can still, through misunderstanding, right, create the opposite of that. Innocently create what they don't want. Right? And so when people create what they don't want, say for example in their health, in their relationships, in their finances, in their work and career, or anything else, they're not doing it on purpose. Right? No one, if they were aware, would harm themselves or their life. Right? Like, no one wants to do that. It's not our nature to do that. Our nature is to love and to grow, to expand, right? To become more of who we are. That's our nature, right? The same, you see the same nature in plants, right? They grow, trees, they grow to the furthest reaching points that they can. And human beings are no different. We have this urge or this desire to grow into more, right? So when we're not, it's not that there's something wrong with us, it's that we're misunderstanding how the system works, or we're using it in a way that isn't aligned with how it naturally works or how it's designed to work, right? It's almost like we have a hammer. It's a tool, just the same way that our mind is, right? And instead of using it for what's designed to be useful, right, to hammer nails into walls or hard materials, we're using it to brush our teeth. And it hurts. Such a dumb example. And it hurts. And we're wondering, like, why the heck does this hurt? Duh, because you're not using the right tool for the job, right? And so I think there's huge misunderstanding of who we are, or how the mind works, or how creation works, that stifles people or has people be stuck. Now, in those circumstances, a coach can really be helpful, right? That doesn't go against the premise that no one needs a coach. It's true, no one needs a coach. Everyone can do fine in life without a coach, but there is a place for coaches. Just the same way there's a place for therapy, counseling, mentoring, teaching, everything. There's a place for everything. And depending on where a person is in life, those things can be very helpful, right? So I'm sharing with you the point in life where a life coach can be really helpful, right? Anytime we're wanting to excel, grow, expand, when we have a dream for something greater, something better, a life coach can help speed up that process, right? Because of their understanding of the way life works. That's been my experience anyway. Some pros and cons. The first pro is insights that are gained in a conversation, right? Life coaching is life-changing for this reason, right? Because people have insights, right, a sight from within that has them realize or see themselves or the world differently. And when you see differently, you do differently. You can't not. That's just the way it works, right? So that's number one. Like, the conversations elicit insights. It evokes solutions and answers within a person. That is life-changing. The second pro is like the progress you make, right? So anything that has typically been challenging in life, you can make progress really quick with coaching. Again, this is my experience. So all the way to the point of actually achieving the result, right? Because the intention of coaching is results, right? Tangible physical results. Another pro is that you go through life feeling supported, right? You don't feel alone. I remember there being times like in my own personal growth journey where it felt lonely at times. It felt like no one was on the same path as me, going where I wanted to go. So it was very difficult to share my ideas or my dreams. I mean, the only person I could really share it with was my best friend. Still is my best friend now, and we're still creating together, right? So that's the cool thing. I had this one person who I could share everything with, and it didn't freak him out, but it actually got him excited, and we started creating together. And it's always been like that. I can always share my dreams with him. He can always share his dreams with me, and we just inspire and urge each other on to create these things, right? So yeah, you feel supported and you don't feel alone. And the final one I'll share, even though there's so many more, is that you save so much time, right? So yes, there's a financial investment in a coach, but you save it back on time, right? So either you could spend little to no money and take a longer time. This is generalizing. This is typically how it plays out. Not hire a coach and take as long as it takes for you to figure it out and get there alone, or with other people, but just without a coach, let's say. Or you can hire a coach, invest in a coach, and get there quicker, right? Save time, and then move on to the next goal or dream that you have, right? So it's a huge time saver, And finally, you know that all of these things is why life coaching inherently is life-changing. Cool, so what are the cons then? For me, I remember when I started with coaching, I was super ambitious. I really wanted to help so many people. I still do. But coaching wasn't always accessible to me, especially the level of coaches that I wanted or the kind of support that I wanted. I'm someone who always likes the best. So if a new iPhone was just released, I'm sorry, I can't get the one before it. I have to get the latest one. Because I always just want the best that's available, right? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's just me. It's just my preference. But yeah, the first con was that coaching isn't always accessible, right? Financially speaking. I think now if you have internet, you can pretty much access a coach, but they're not always accessible financially. So I remember when I was looking for a coach to hire to help me with growing my own coaching business, I stumbled across my first coach. I believe he was my first coach. And I remember having a really great experience getting coached by him. I was just like, this is the guy. I want him to be my coach, because he was so much of what I wanted to be. The way he coached, the way he cared about me, the way he served me, it was just this is exactly what I want to do with other people. This is exactly how I want to help. This experience was so, I don't know, it was so empowering, right? But then his fee was something I don't know, anywhere between £10,000 to £15,000 for 6 months or something. or a year. I can't remember what it was, but it was definitely like out of my budget and comfort zone. I ended up joining his school, his coaching school, which was more of a group coaching program. I can't remember, maybe for like half the price, but for 6 months. So it was still a huge investment for me at the time, especially for my first time hiring a life coach. But I just bit the bullet and I just like went in. And the reason is because he was serving me before I even hired him, which meant a lot because I could tell that he cared. And he was helping me with like current people that I was speaking to. And before the school even started, I had already signed up a client for £2,500, which was mind-boggling because I almost paid off like the school before the school even started. Right. So again, this is why a pro of coaching, right, is that we squash time, right? We save time so much with a coach. But still, I was even fortunate to have those resources to be able to do that. I know not many other people have those kind of resources, and that's why I say it's the first con, because it's not always accessible to everyone, right? And just a side note, this is why I'm really passionate about this YouTube channel, because my intention is to share everything I've learned from coaching and being coached and sharing it on here in hope that it impacts you in a way where your life can change and you can actually invest in coaching or just even create your dreams on your own, right? I just want more people to be supported. I want my channel to be a place where people can go to not receive full coaching, because a full coaching experience is completely different, but to start to get the feel and the impact of coaching, right? Or support and care that coaches have. I hope you can feel it from this video or from this channel. That's my hope anyway. So we'll see where it goes. A second con is because life coaching doesn't really have so much of a stringent governing body like therapy or counseling or psychotherapy or psychology has. The barrier of entry for life coaching is very low. It's pretty much to the bottom. Like literally anyone could call themselves a life coach, right? Or become a life coach. So that's great, but the con of it means that there's a lot of people saying that they're coaches, but they're inexperienced, unskilled, or just very beginner level. I mean, everyone has to start from somewhere, right? So there's nothing wrong in that. It's more that people may base their judgment of coaching, the whole coaching profession, on one bad experience with a coach. And so I know myself and the coaching community that I'm part of, we're all trying to raise the level of the coaching industry, right? So that anyone who does come across a coach, it's as well received and respected as any other industry, like teachers or like therapists or like any other helping profession. And I feel like coaching is really starting to grow. And the cool thing about the reason it's growing is because it's working. People are investing in coaching and it's working, right? And so people start sharing that, or word of mouth goes around, referrals happen, and it starts, coaching starts getting the credibility that it deserves, right? So anyways, so that's the second con. Like people may have a bad experience of a coach because of the low barrier of entry for life coaching. But just don't judge a whole profession based on one or two experiences. There are incredible coaches out there, like incredible. So keep looking. Actually, I'll speak about that later. And the last con I'd share is it's only as helpful as you make it, right? So it's actually your responsibility to get what you want out of coaching. I think that's one of the misconceptions of coaches or of coaching, is that if you hire a coach or you invest in coaching, then your life automatically is changed. Not necessarily. It doesn't solve your problems. Like, coaching doesn't solve your problems. You do. Right? But coaching can help facilitate you getting to the place where you can solve your problems. If anyone goes into coaching expecting the coach to just transform their lives, like, it's not going to yield the same results as someone who's open and taking 100% responsibility of their life and using a coach as support for that. Does that make sense? It's quite a subtle difference, but it's a difference that will make all the difference. So hopefully at this point you kind of understand better what life coaching is, what life coaches do, who can actually benefit from coaching, and just some pros and cons, like from my own experience. Hopefully that's been helpful. To close off the video, I want to share some tips for anyone who may be interested in hiring a coach or is looking for coaching support, or any other helping profession, even with therapy or mentoring or counseling, whatever it is. If you're looking for support, here are some tips of what to look for. So first, how do you resonate with the person, right? With the coach, with the therapist, with the mentor, how do you resonate with them? Like, do they hold the kind of views, the kind of possibilities that you're hoping to create for yourself, right? Do they see things in a way that you want to see things? Do they understand life and themselves in a way that you want to understand life and yourself? That resonance can be energetic, right? Just energetic resonance, like, I really like this person, right? That's something that I feel is important to tune into when you're looking for support, right? Don't just take it on credentials or ratings or reviews. Like, you have to feel it. When you're with the person, how does it feel? Do you feel comforted? Do you feel supported? Do you feel like you're going to be supported in the way that you want to be supported, basically? Another tip is you want to experience what you're paying for, in essence, right? If you can. I know not all helping professions work like that, but for coaching, I feel like there is more of a understanding and leniency of providing an experience, right? So that people know what they're investing in, people know what they're paying for, right? So as best you can, try and receive an experience of the service, of the support, and build as much connection with I'm just going to use the word coach for now, right? But again, this can be any helping profession, any helping professional, but let me just use coach for now. You want to feel and build a connection with the coach, right? You want to get to a place where you know, like, and trust them. That would be a good sign that this person is a good coach for you, right? You want to know, you want to feel like they have your best interest at heart, right? That's not just a job that they do, that they truly love and care about you, right? That is a sign of a high level of coaching, a high level of possibility that will be available in that engagement between you and the coach. So I'll leave it there for now. There's so much more that I can speak to, but I think that's enough for this video, because all I really wanted was to help demystify some things around coaching, life coaching. So hopefully that's been demystified and you understand what life coaching is a bit better. But if you do have any other questions about anything, about coaching, about anything that I've shared in this video, feel free to comment below. I'll get back to all of you. And thank you so much for tuning in, for watching. I appreciate you as always. I don't take for granted that you spend the time watching my content. It feels good to have, to see that people are actually receiving what I'm putting out. It's not just going into the ether, into the air and just falling. It's actually landing on someone and potentially impacting them. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.